when I was 21.
What's going on, guys? Koogs46 here, bringing you another episode of MLB The Show 17 news. Guys, we finally got our first piece of content from the developer update calendar for MLB The Show 17, and this came in the form of a 4-minute video that they posted on their Twitter, as well as posting it on YouTube through the PlayStation account. And guys, we got a bunch of new information about gameplay in this game, about certain things they're working towards fixing, and certain things that are going to make the overall gameplay feel much more refined and feel much more improved. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that MLB The Show 17 has worked on for gameplay mechanics. So the first thing we're going to talk about, guys, is the new ball physics that they've implemented into the game. Now, Ramon did touch on this when he did a breakdown of the PlayStation Experience trailer that they released. He mentioned in there that the balls hit down the line in that trailer were actually reflective of this same mechanic, and it's where the ball actually has curve off the bat. When you hit a ball in MLB The Show 17, it's going to react like a ball you would actually hit in real life. And what that kind of is meaning is, like, if you hit a ball in MLB The Show 16 right now, you notice that if it goes down the line, it's gonna be straight. And while sometimes a ball is going to be hit straight, a lot of the times the way the ball's hit, the bat speed, the spin on the ball, that's all gonna have an effect. And right now in 16 that doesn't affect it, and in 17 that's all changing. There's going to be so many new type of hits this year, guys. We're going to have top spin line drives, we're going to have bloops, we're going to have like hundreds of thousands of different types of hits that we can get in the show, and it's going to make the batting experience and the defensive experience a lot less predictable. And I think it's actually really going to improve the game, because at some point you kind of know every single hit. Like, if you play MLB The Show as much as I do, or as much as most of the community does, you guys have seen pretty much every out you can make. You've seen pretty much every hit and every outfielder and infielder animation. This is going to add a whole new dynamic to the game. It's going to keep it more exciting, and it's going to look like real baseball. And what more can you ask for? I mean, if you watch this trailer, this game looks beautiful. MLB The Show 16 already looks beautiful, but with the way the players are moving, with some of these animations and some of these new ball physics, it makes the game look so nice, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Also, with the ball, when you hit it in the air, let's say you hit a deep fly ball, they've taken real life home runs and measured the ball in terms of distance, and they also take terms of like altitude and all these different type of atmospheric elements that can affect how far a ball can travel. So I'm talking like Coors Field, guys. It's all gonna be there. Like, that's so interesting to me how they can just get all of these different elements of the outside world actually affect how a real life bat would hit a real life ball, and it's gonna be pretty cool, man. So that's what we've got on some of the new physics in the game. So let's go ahead and move on over to Humanity AI. So basically, San Diego Studios is making an effort to make the computer less like a computer and more like an actual player. You know, the computer doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Like, sometimes they'll make a throwing error, sometimes they'll get like a strike call wrong if you're an umpire or something like that. You know, sometimes the computer gets a little hazy in what it does, but for the most part in the game, the computer is never going to like take a bad route to a line drive. Sometimes they'll miss a dive, but stuff like that is pretty common in MLB The Show 16. In MLB 17, they're going to try and make it much more realistic. They're not going to have fielders, take perfect routes to fly balls. Pitchers are going to mix up their times to the plate in terms of stepping off and trying to pick off runners. And here's the big thing, guys. Look at this video clip right here. This is Kris Bryant charging a ball from a bunt down the third base line from a left-handed hitter. Now, I can't tell who that hitter is. I'm really trying to zoom in as much as I can. I have nothing. Kind of looks like a Cleveland jersey, so I'm thinking maybe it's Lindor. And the reason I really want to know who the player is because I'd like to take a look at their speed, because that's a factor right here. Kris Bryant charges the ball and he's able to throw him out at first base. Kris Bryant looks like he played that bunt pretty well, which is something that we don't see a lot in MLB 16. Actually, now that I zoom in more, it does look like 12 on Cleveland, so I do think that's Francisco Lindor. So yeah, guys, they did address a little bit about bunting. They didn't actually talk about bunt cheese and all that type of stuff, but they did show some form of being able to throw out a runner at first on a bunt down the line. It looks like the third baseman played it a lot more accurately. So we'll just have to wait and see, guys, when the Thursday stream comes around if they've made any sort of improvements to the overall bunt cheese mechanic. So we just gotta wait and see. The next thing we're focusing on, guys, is the new catcher throwing meter. Basically, when you're on defense, San Diego Studios wants to give you as much control as possible over what's happening on the base paths. So if you look right here in this clip, the catcher catches the ball and the guy is trying to steal third, and as the catcher's getting up to make the throw, we see a new look on this meter. As you can see, it looks like a normal meter. It's got red, yellow, and green. Obviously, you want to hit it in the green. If you hit it in the yellow, you have a higher chance of making a throwing error, and you want to stay completely out of the red. So here's a part that's a little confusing to me, and I wonder if anybody in the comments might be able to clear it up. If not, I'm sure we'll be able to get an answer on Thursday's live stream. But here is a clip of the catcher throwing meter in like action, real time in game. Now what Ramon says in this is it's when you see a steal happening, press the triangle button to activate the throwing meter. Now I don't know if I'm thinking too hard about this, but the guy is on first base and stealing second base, so it makes sense you would press a triangle. Now he doesn't specify if it's triangle all time or if it's just because the guy's stealing second base, because if you have to press triangle to activate the meter if he's trying to steal second to third, that's going to be really confusing for me, at least, to get used to. I don't know, I'm just a little confused on it. Hopefully that question gets cleared up in the live stream on Thursday, but that's just something I was wondering. So basically this is going to work just like a normal throwing meter, where as soon as the guy catches the ball, you're going to have that meter come up and you want to hit it right in the green. Obviously the catcher's fielding attributes will come into effect, so you got the fielding, you've got arm strength, all that type of stuff. That's going to affect how thin the green sweet spot of your meter is going to be. So it's pretty much just like a normal throwing meter. The last thing we've got to talk about, guys, is the all-new catch and throw engine. Now for me, this is extremely exciting. Think about this to yourself really quick. How many times have you been on defense, guy hits a ground ball to shortstop, let's say the guy has 90 speed, so a pretty quick runner. How many times has your shortstop lazily thrown the ball over to first base on a routine ground ball and the runner becomes safe? I don't know about you guys, but it happens to me all the time, and it's infuriating because that should not happen. Why does your guy just randomly take his time to throw the ball over to first when you have a speedy runner? Once again, guys, San Diego Studios is trying to fix that. They are trying to implement a new system to where that won't happen, and they've added a ton of new catch and throw animations to make it much more fluid and much more realistic to any fielder's specific arm slot, to the situation of which runners, like, going to first. So hopefully this is going to be a big improvement. I absolutely love this example. On the right side of your screen you have Billy Hamilton, on the left side you have Todd Frazier. Obviously Billy Hamilton is one of the fastest runners. Look at the difference in the shortstop's quickness. Look at the difference in his hustle towards getting that ball to first base. Alright guys, on the left side of your screen you're going to notice Zach Cozart. Cozart does not have the same speed as Billy Hamilton, so when he hits the ball right here to shortstop, you can see the shortstop shuffles his feet a little bit, takes his time to throw, and he doesn't overthrow the ball or try to, gun it out as quick as he can because he knows he has the time because Cozart's not as fast. Now if you go back and you watch the right side of your screen with Billy Hamilton, same spot, same ground ball, look how much faster he gets rid of that ball because he knows a speedy runner is on base. This is going to extremely help when random fielding stuff happens like that in 16. This is going to hopefully eliminate that completely because I really think it is not a good thing when that happens, so this is going to be good. And even in these clips of Jason Hayward right here, sometimes your outfielders will do things like that too, where they'll lazily throw a ball into the cutoff man when you have a guy who can possibly tag up. And stuff like that just gotta go, and with these new improvements it really looks like San Diego Studios is taking some major strides forward. Last thing we're gonna talk about, guys, is new animations and improved personality. Basically this is pretty simple. They added a bunch of new home run celebrations, they had a bunch of new team specific celebrations like we all saw in that PSX trailer where they had the Red Sox in the outfield doing their thing. They have the opening shot of this trailer with Lindor and Jose Ramirez doing a little salute. Stuff like that is gonna kind of increase the humanity of the game. It's going to kind of increase the dynamic and the connection to you and the players. And they also redid a bunch of batting stances and a bunch of pitching windups to kind of make it more accurate to what the player actually throws. And guys, they have motion captured over 1,000 new animations. So there you guys have it. That's the main information that came out from this developer vlog, they're calling it. It's kind of like a just trailer. I guess it's a vlog, I don't know, whatever. But if these changes accurately reflect what it's going to be like in the game, I'm extremely excited because this already is answering a lot of questions that I've had, a lot of concerns that I've had from MLB The Show 16, and hoping that they don't carry over. This is a great starting point for the rest of this content calendar. And guys, we've got a stream on Thursday talking about a bunch of new stuff, so make sure you guys tune in for that. I will have a breakdown of everything we talk about in the stream, so hopefully you guys will catch that video as well. But anyway guys, that's going to do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this news update. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button down underneath this video. Make sure you guys subscribe so you never miss any more news updates. And guys, that's all I have for you today, so I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next video, I will see you later.